170 suspicious activity reports, thousands of pages of bank records, 20 LLCs that the Biden family formed that got all kinds of money, millions of dollars from foreign entities. That money was paid to multiple people in the Biden family, Joe's brother, his son, his sister-in-law, his daughter-in-law, paid to all kinds of people in the Biden family. And again, as we've talked about before, Sean, the fundamental question is, what did they do to warrant receipt of the money? What service did they provide? What value did they add? What business did they actually run? What were they doing? No one seems to be able to answer that question.
All right, has anyone noticed this trend among some of our government experts lately? It starts off with them telling you a thing. If you question the thing, you will be mocked, ridiculed, and potentially censored. It then turns out later that the thing that they told you wasn't quite as true as they promised you it would be. And when you point this out, they revert to telling you that, well, they never told you the thing that they told you. And then when you show them incontrovertible proof that they did in fact tell you the thing that they told you, they just suggest that you should be mocked, ridiculed, and potentially censored. I can't imagine why we don't trust these guys.
If you're so confused and disoriented that you don't know where you are or where you're going, there are predators of the spirit who are much worse than snakes that are waiting in wait for you. And the probability that you'll move from aimless, hopeless, joyless anxiety to nihilism, corrosive bitterness, and genocidal fantasy in the fundamental extreme is very high. And so that's possession by a predator of the spirit in the desert of the soul. And that's real.
Hello? Honey, someone's going to the house. Someone's going to the house. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Who are you call the pops? I'm gonna call the pops.
We're recording you.
No. It's okay. I'm just your neighbor. Coming by to say howdy.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, we're not used to people stopping by to say howdy without assaulting us first, robbing us, or defecating on our lawn.
Sometimes all three.
The trifecta. We're from Los Angeles.
Just moved to Texas.
I figured.
Oh, the California plates?
Well, yeah, and the masks. Inside your own house. No one else around. 2022.
We just want to be extra safe.
We feel naked without masks.
We'll probably wear them for the rest of our lives.
We'll be buried in them.
Okay. Well, you seem like a lovely couple. Like I said, I just wanted to drop by and welcome you to the neighborhood.
Why? Do you want something?
Oh, no. I think he's being friendly. People around here are friendly. Like we've seen in the movies, right?
I thought that was just make-believe, like superheroes or families that go to church.
No. That's a myth. This is real life.
So, I live in that house over yonder. Name's Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. I'm Tiffany, she, her.
And I'm Steve, he, him.
What are your pronouns?
I don't believe in pronouns. I think they're reductive. In fact, just your asking about it is a microaggression.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I'm just messing with you. I like all pronouns. My favorite is you.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Exactly. So, if you need anything, just holler. My wife and I'd be happy to help.
Baby, he has a gun.
I'm calling the cops.
I'm recording you.
No.
Recording
It's
you.
okay.
Good morning. I'm here to give you an update on the FBI's investigation of Secretary Clinton. What I want to do is tell you what we're recommending. But first, let me tell you what we found. 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it make?
8 of those chains are top secret. 36 of those chains secret. And 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Everything I did was admitted. There was no law, no regulations.
Secretary Clinton should have known that an unclassified system was no place for that conversation.
Nothing was marked classified.
There is evidence. A
Nothing was
tremendous
marked.
amount. A
Nothing was
tremendous
marked
amount.
classified.
Now let me tell you what we found.
Oh my God.
110 emails.
It was not the best choice.
52 email chains.
It was a mistake.
Have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it
8
make?
of those chains were top
It wasn't the best choice.
6 of those chains
I said it was a mistake.
8 contained confidential information.
What difference at this point does it
With
make?
respect to our recommendation, this is going to be an unusual statement in at least a couple of ways. Although there is evidence, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. What difference at this point does it make? 110 emails.
It wasn't the best choice.
52 email chains.
I made a mistake.
Have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it
8
make?
of those chains were
It
top
was not a good choice.
6 of those chains
I said it was a mistake.
and 8 contained confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Hey, y'all.
You're just mad because doorways don't fit you.
Hello.
Yeah, I guess. I'm what do they call it? Doorway impaired.
Doorway impaired.
Yeah.
Been working on that one.
That your song you talking about?
Yeah. You made that intro like 50 minutes long now.
That was me adding to it as it went.
So eventually it's going to be like an hour of intro, then the end.
Yeah, just add to it. There wasn't permanent add-ons. It was just me catching it at the right time.
Hello, chat. Oh, I guess I better say hello to some of these people. Who we got? We got all four. Mary Freeland. We got Annalisa, Chef Kicker. Oh, there's somebody named S&M in there. That's kind of scary. Benji. Twisted Text, or Texas Twisted. Man, boy, they got that one all tongue twistered. Tennessee Debs. Stingray. Yorga baby. Dorinda's up in here now.
Camo baby.
Well,
Hey,
they ain't letting me scroll. Mitch, what's up, Mitch? Sharon Mercier. Oh, Carolina Country Homesteading 101. I think Country Homesteading 101 just made her handle even longer. Oh, I'm sorry, Melvita. Melvita's brother passed away just about an hour ago. Oh, my goodness, girl.
Sorry to hear that.
Hey, I wanted to say something real quick about the last video you just had about giants.
Yeah.
I got a friend of mine I haven't seen in years. He's a Messianic Jew, but he had family that came from Scotland. And last time I was over at his house over 20 years ago, he said, "Hey, check out the sword I've got." And he showed me the sword that was hanging over his fireplace and mantle, a sword. And I couldn't pick it up. I could not, and I'm not a big, strong guy like you, but I mean, he had to hold the end of it up. The only person that could have used this thing would have had to have been a giant. I mean, no kidding, man. I mean, it was like, I don't know how much it weighed or whatever, but it was useless to me.
It's bigger than a claymore than that thing like they used to use. It was bigger than that and heavier than that. Huh?
I don't know. I really don't know, and I wish I had more information on it. But it was like he had to literally. I grabbed it by the handle, and he had to literally hold the tip with his hand to get it up off the ground. And I was like, no normal human being could wield this thing.
Yorga, it's not the only thing either, boy. They found all kinds of weapons all over the planet. Way too big for us.
Way too big. Way too heavy. Completely useless to me in any sort of battle or fight. You know, I was like, I was thinking Goliath. I mean, it wasn't Goliath's sword, but I know he had a sword that David got later on in the Bible. But But no way in hell. And why would somebody make something so freaking huge? It had to have a use. You know what I mean? It wasn't just for decoration. So,
That had been in the hand of somebody.
Somebody new. There's somebody new called Skinbird. They've got spearheads, armored patch in there. Their emblem from the 3rd Armored Cavalry. Be spearhead, I think. Hey, Pamela Barone. Oh, what's up? Yeah, Jeff B. Wink, wink.
it was just weird to hold it in my hands, or the tip was down on the floor. I couldn't lift it up, man. And I was just like, the many thoughts that went through my head of how old is this? Who was this made for? Holy hell. It had to have been, you would had to have been a giant to do anything with this weapon.
Yeah, I've heard them say something about 10 feet, 12 feet tall, some of them 18 feet tall.
I've heard that too. You've heard of the giant of Kandahar, right?
I think I have.
Yeah, that was the one that was in Afghanistan.
Yeah, they say that American soldiers went in and killed a red-headed giant in Kandahar, Afghanistan.
In Afghanistan, yeah. It's iffy, but somewhat credible. The story is. There's David.
I don't know. There's every native tribe in America has legends about giants.
Here's a little video
South
Carl
America.
saw. Oh, Carl, you remember your little topic about tomorrow? Did you see that video? You want me to play it where you can talk about it, or we'll talk about it after that, after this? But
the one you sent me today?
No, that's too long to put on here, but a lot of people need to see that too. But
yeah, that was a really good documentary.
This one here, it's a short piece. You guys look at this.
There are 170 suspicious activity reports, thousands of pages of bank records, 20 LLCs that the Biden family formed that got all kinds of money, millions of dollars from foreign entities. That money was paid to multiple people in the Biden family. Joe's brother, his son, his sister-in-law, his daughter-in-law, paid to all kinds of people in the Biden family. And again, as we've talked about before, Sean, the fundamental question is, what did they do to warrant receipt of the money? What service did they provide? What value did they add? What business did they actually run? What were they doing? No one seems to be able to answer that question.
That's coming tomorrow, maybe, if something don't happen today. Well, we got to stop that. More important things are going on.
I never try to get my hopes up.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't believe until I see cuffs.
I went to chat. Last I knew, Echo was there. I X'd out of chat, and then there was David.
Peekaboo.
What's going on,
I told
David?
y'all before that damn Trey Gowdy used to get me so worked up, and I was going, something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. He never did anything. That guy never did anything except for talk a load of shit.
Well, I mean, what do you expect when the country's been stolen and intelligence agencies are controlling everything since the 60s?
I know. That's why I said about tomorrow, I'm not going to get my damn hopes up, man.
Instead of going through the whole group over here, I'm just going to say to everybody, hi there.
Hi.
What's up?
Hi.
Remember that also? Welcome back, Cotter.
Yeah.
Hi there.
Oh,
I love that show.
Hi there.
Well, South America used to be called Patagonia, land of the giants.
It was.
That's where Chuck's from.
Yep.
You guys referring to tomorrow and what they can do to them, look up in the constitutional right. Look up Article 3, Section 3. No matter what,
I
all
just
there
thought of
sound of
something.
treason.
Do you think they had big and tall shops back then, Chuck?
Now, if there were a lot of big people back when, then it must have been probably mostly small shops.
Probably mostly small. I don't live far from Jamestown, where all the English came over here, and they have their armor from back then and everything. And these were all little people, man. The Europeans that came over, they were I don't know, looked like teenagers or whatever. You know, I couldn't fit in, and I'm not a big person, but I couldn't fit in that armor. Yeah, they were all small.
Most of your people that were away from all that were your Asiatics, basically, and I think even Indians and American Indians and Indians. They were Eskimos and all that because they're all smaller stature usually. But they say that some of the Indians also were with some of the giants, because you'll see some of the Indian writings and different things over things about some of them being really super tall in the tribe. And
what about all the skeletons that were supposedly dug up during the 17 and 1800s in America that disappeared to the Smithsonian? It's like, huh?
I can tell you right now, if the world goes to shit, let's get a team together. We'll go explore the Smithsonian's archives, and we'll break into the Vatican's archives. We'll find out everything.
Oh, both of those places. Oh my God.
He's talking pretend.
Yeah, I know. We're talking way pretend. I'm too old.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Wink, wink. No. Pretend. Yep.
But how interesting would that be? I mean, what sort of things could you find for real out of both of those places?
I'll be right back, you guys. I got to check something.
What's up, Doc P? Yeah. Wink, wink. Pretend.
Doc P says he's 6'3", 280 pork chop. I'm about 5'9", 160.
I'm 5'11", 190.
Soaking wet in motor oil.
6 foot. I'm only 6'1", 200 pounds.
I'm 5'11", 190. I used to weigh 256. Back in the day, about 15 years ago.
256, you can say he's got a lot.
Oh, man. 6 feet, 200.
That's probably a good size and weight. 6 feet, 200. That's about, yeah.
I don't know. That depends, Jorga. It's been a pain in the ass to find pants most of my life. They don't make very many long, or at least they didn't make long-legged pants. Not often. I mean, they made them. It just wasn't easy to find them. Try to find it. I need like in between a 34 and a 36. So I'd always get the 36s and then take them up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think Levi's the only one that had the odd sizes.
I think you're right. Back in the day.
Yeah. Yep. Well, everybody have a good day.
I don't know. It just started for me.
Okay.
Just getting started. Yeah.
Mine's fixing to end.
I had a dream that I was driving my truck with a trailer behind it across the country, and the brakes were shit. In the dream, I can remember just praying that it would slow the truck down, and just, I mean, it was such a vivid memory in that dream, man. I felt like I was there. I woke up kind of stressed out, like, wow, I made it.
Oh, God. Damn, that sucks. Oh, brakes. It's not good.
That's a terrible dream.
Yeah, it is.
Normally my dreams like that, or I would go to school and I take my coat off and I'm naked. Whoa, what? I didn't get dressed today.
I have never had one of those.
I hadn't either. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'd rather have that than the brakes.
Yeah, true.
Well, I watched
Yeah.
Chuck sent me a documentary today about the Vegas shooting. Oh my goodness, this lady covered it really well. It's over 2 hours, but she covered all the little inconsistencies that I knew a lot of them, but she knew even more. And You know, I feel like we're getting some of the truth about what's going on through the back channels now. It's like they're just letting it seep out a little bit here, a little bit there. You know, you got RFK talking about how he knows they killed his uncle. You know, it's just weird.
Yep.
You know what it is, Carl? Everybody's getting numb to it now, so it's not mattering as much because we're all kind of numb now to everything.
Yeah, desensitization. I think you're right about that too, David.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Las Vegas shooting thing was strange to me. I don't get a clue about that one. I don't have a
You
clue.
can get Chuck to send you that documentary, Jorg. I highly recommend watching it. Boy, it puts it all together. Like, I mean, you know all your inconsistencies you're talking about, but this lady puts it down to the second of what was going on everywhere.
Even if it's 2 hours long, I don't care. I'll watch that whole damn thing.
I want to see it. Yeah.
That whole thing was goofy. My brother was there. He wasn't right there, but he was in Vegas when it happened.
That happened?
Yeah, because that's his thing. He likes to go to Vegas, man. Not me. He does.
I don't like Vegas.
Well, then you're going to probably ask him questions after you watch what I'm talking about, because I'm telling you, there was things happening all over the Vegas Strip that night that they don't talk about. Nobody's allowed to talk about. No, yeah. I mean, they found guns, they found bullets, there was shootouts, you got police radio reports of gunfire, you got videos of gunfire. None of this are any of them allowed to talk about.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Hi, Pamela Barone. You're one of my friends on Facebook, I'm pretty sure.
Pamela is a sweetheart. She's up in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where she lived. I'm in Richmond, Virginia.
Which is an awesome place, too. I walked through Virginia once.
Used to be till they tore all their freaking monuments down and made our city a shithole.
Oh, I like them hills still. I walked up 77 through Virginia when I was younger.
Did you know that Richmond is like Rome? It's built on 7 hills. Yeah, it's just like Rome. Yep.
I'll get that to you, Pamela. What's up, Navy Vet? I don't know why.
Think about it too, being built like Rome. You need to look around some of the old architecture there. There's some of the old buildings and giant doorways and that kind of stuff there too.
We have it. We have some of that here. Yeah, I played. Look, I had to do a job, you know, because I think y'all might know. I used to be a guitar player, but I played a job in a castle that was moved from England to Richmond. No kidding. Agecroft Hall is what it's called. Moved it brick by brick, you know, or stone by stone or whatever, man. 500-year-old castle. And
so did you have any, like, was your neck bitten by anything while you were there?
No. It wasn't like that. But the doors were these big wooden, I mean, like oak, you know, like a 10-foot giant could walk through. And I never thought about giants, but I always thought, you know, these are Viking-proof doors. You know, keep a Viking out of here. You ain't coming in here. You know. Yeah, but they were
What's up,
giants.
Jerry Lee?
Yeah.
Hey, it's nice to see you, Wendy from Baton Rouge.
Hey, Wendy. Hey, everybody out there. If I missed anybody, I was in the other room.
Hello.
You know, he calls himself Anomalous Anomaly, but I can't help but call him Navy Vet.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yep, same Navy vet that you remember, Jorga. He used to be over at Dangerous Freedom too.
Oh, Navy vet. Yeah. Okay. Why you change your name like that?
They stole his channel.
Oh, they did?
Baton Rouge.
They tend to do that. Yep.
They enforce that we
telling
have
you
the
that
right to be under their
documentary.
boot heel.
I was telling people about that documentary, Chuck. That was quite the show.
Chuck,
Yeah, I don't
send
know.
me that.
Did you see it? I didn't send it to Yorga. I mean, how long was it? An hour, 2 hours?
Oh, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes or something.
Send it to me, Chuck.
Yeah,
All right.
send it to me. I'll watch the whole damn thing. I'll tell you, man. I love stuff like that. I don't love it, but I'm interested.
Ooh, send it to me. Send it to me. Send it to me, Chuck. Send it to me.
All right.
Yeah, I still got 2 of Ron's bracelets he made. I still got them in my dresser drawer.
Man,
2 of them. What colors did you get?
They're multi-red, red, white, and blue, both of them. They got the little compass on them.
I wish I'd gotten one. I really regret I never got one from him. I never, just was like, yeah, I'm going to get one of those. And then he passed away before I ever asked,
Yeah, I got them about a month before. Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
Navy, it was about the Vegas shooting. This gal put the whole thing together like a puzzle.
Thanks, Chuck.
I don't even know how you could. I mean, I guess you could, but how you could break out one of those great big windows in one of those high rises. I guess.
Well, that's an awful interesting thing you just said, because before that window was broke, the police were in that suite looking for broken windows. Right on video, it shows you the cops going, I don't see any breaks in the window. Nope, this window's good. Nope, this window's good. They're not stepping on shells. They're not stepping on nothing. This is, wait till you see it. You're going to be.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And I saw that whole thing go down. I was watching as much of it as live as I could, and I didn't see no broken windows. And I watched a helicopter dip down to look for broken windows. There weren't none until the next morning.
Right.
Isn't that something? Whoa. And then what the hell was it all about then,
Oh, you're going to have to watch that documentary. There's way too much to it. I mean, it's mind-blowing, the indiscrepancies.
Chucky Baby just sent me a link on Facebook. So cool. Thanks. I will watch that. Every bit of it. Every minute of it.
It was a form.
Not right now, but.
Yarda, I'm going to go watch it again. All right? That's how good it is. I don't normally do that.
Yeah. That's how I gauge if something's worth looking at if I watch it twice. You know what I mean?
I wish we could drop it in the chat for everybody. You think you can get away with that, Chuck?
I'm gonna do it in there. It's a link to somewhere else. They got it. It's Telegram. If anybody has it, or they'll give them a reason to go there because it's
actually. But I didn't go to Telegram. I don't have that. So there's a link in that post you sent me that's BitChute. That one I've been able to send around. That shows the whole video too.
He just put a link up. Said something about terabit or something. That's probably it.
Let me see if I can copy it there.
The Telegram post I saw gave me an option of hitting the BitChute link within it, and that's what I did to watch it.
Oh, that's cool.
I just found 3 other videos I want to watch. It's history of things that I can't remember the title exactly to it, but it's things that they did in the past. And there's 3 different videos, and they're over 2 hours long. Each one of them is like, yeah.
Pack a lunch.
If I start watching them, be like, okay, there's 6 hours.
Chuck, when's that Title 42 supposed to run out? The 14th, 12th?
Thursday.
That's going to be scary, man.
It depends on what happens tomorrow, but.
Yeah. Of course, it ain't going to matter. Look how many millions already came in. Jesus Christ. We're screwed.
I've heard they've run out. They've run out of Mexicans. They're all here. And now it's just.
You're probably right. I see them everywhere.
They've run out of Mexicans. They're all in here.
Yeah.
They're sucking people out of China and shit now, man. I mean,
Oh yeah, they're coming from everywhere right now.
You know, it's like the Caribbean down there. Maybe we ought to all just rush down there now.
I've thought about it. And you know what they'll do? They'll bust your ass down there for illegal immigration.
What's so sad?
Actually, I looked into that, Yorga. You wouldn't believe the hoops they want you to go through to go into Mexico as an American.
These people are getting more money than people with Social Security in America. They're giving them more money than people's getting.
Yeah, we can never own anything real there. If you get any trouble, you're automatically in prison and sent away.
Bullshit.
You can never be any kind of, like, if you got down there and got bad on stuff, you could never get any kind of assistance.
Right.
The other thing is, you know, if you've ever watched, because I'm retired now, but before I retired, I was looking into maybe possibly going to, you know, some Caribbean country or whatnot, you know, cheaper living, everything. And expatriate is what they call it. And everything I've seen is don't do it. Yeah, because things are cheaper there and whatnot. But the locals there, even if they act like your friends, they're never, ever going to be your friends. You're never, ever going to assimilate into their society. You're always El Gringo or whatever. And you never, I mean, after years, you can't assimilate into, you know, they'll smile and they'll, you know, take your money and everything, you know, but
let me just clarify. I have no plans on giving up here. I just was kind of joking.
I don't either now. I thought about it. I thought about going to Costa Rica or somewhere like that, you know, live on the beach. Man, shit's cheap, you know, whatever. But yeah, you never will assimilate. They never will accept you fully. You know, you're never going to be their pal. Never, ever, never. They might act like it, but nope, ain't going to happen.
Yeah, you're not in the...
They have a lot of burglaries in those countries too, as far as like you leave your house for a while and whatnot and come back and all your shit's gone. And yeah. And what do you do then? Call the cops? You know, it's not like here.
Pagoda might be safer.
What's that?
Somebody said Pagoda. We got a Pagoda in Texas here. I don't know if they're referring to Pagoda in Texas or wherever.
I don't know. I even knew a guy. I knew a guy who retired from where I worked at, and he went to it's a town in Mexico, and I swear I think it's called San Miguel or something. It was the same name as a town in one of those old Clint Eastwood movies. San Miguel, I think. You know, it's beautiful. You know, he was down there about 5 years. He got robbed. And this guy was a black guy, man. I mean, he wasn't, you know, El Gringo, you know, and he came back to America and said, screw that shit, man. I ain't doing that. Yeah, he said, hell with that, man.
Yeah,
there's one for y'all. It's called Stolen History Part 1. That's the one I'm talking about to watch. That one's only like an hour, and I think the next one's an hour and a half.
I love stuff like that, man. I love that stuff.
Chuck, can you send me those on Messenger?
This one I just did. All right.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch those tomorrow.
Now y'all putting Chuck to work. He's like, I didn't come here for this.
Chuck don't mind, I don't guess.
Yeah, this one's the other two should be after it.
Okay.
Once you get in there watching
Once you get in there, yeah.
Yeah, it'll show up like YouTube. The next one's right there on the side.
Okay.
Carl got dropped somehow.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize he was gone.
There he's back.
So Chuck, check this out. Today, I'm still waiting on my lawnmower to be delivered. And my neighbor texted me and he goes, I'm not pissed off at you, but are you dead? Or did you not cut your lawn. I said, I'm still waiting on my lawnmower. He goes, I'll cut your grass. And I went, all right, I'll give you $100, $200. He goes, no, I don't want no money. And he came over with one of those zero turn. It sounded like an airplane. It sounded like an airplane, man. It was, I'm telling you, man, it took him probably about an hour to cut all my grass. So I went to the liquor store, got him a big bottle of Jack Daniels and a 18-pack of Miller Lights. That came out. Yeah, and he was like, no, I don't need it. I said, no, I know the way how to play it, man.
Yeah, I do that too. People, I mow their yard, my neighbors, a couple times.
Oh, man. Yeah, I was so, I feel bad, but it's supposed to be here tomorrow. My new lawnmower which they've delayed me twice on so far.
Did you get your zero turn?
No, I don't have enough room to get one of those in my shed.
Oh,
so
okay.
I have to get a 42-inch, man. And, it's just and it'll barely.
Yeah.
They make the 42-inch zero turns. Once you ever cut with one, you'll never want to use a rider.
Oh, yeah, you never go back to a regular one.
Really? Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
So that's what you got, Chuck, ain't it? Zero turn? You got one too.
Yep.
It still costs me like $2,100.
Mine, the X-Mark.
Those are good.
I'm old-fashioned. I like the old Craftsman sort of, the Craftsman lawn tractor thing,
I did. I thought it was a shit. I had a great big one. I got on a zero turn up here. A buddy of mine had a repair shop. He goes, pull that in for me. But I got on it. Was a big old Kubota. Like, oh, yeah, this is like a Cadillac.
Oh, yeah.
He had like a
this guy, the thing that gets me is this, my friend, next door cut my grass today. He can slide doing that shit. I mean,
oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm like, dang, how can you cut grass? I've got to slow down a little bit,
That's what I do. I zip around mine. I cut mine really fast.
It's like cutting in
So
fast.
did you guys see that Tucker's going to be doing some shows on Twitter?
Yeah, I seen that this evening. I seen that.
That's cool. Our very own Echo called that a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Yep. I like Tucker.
We got like a Nostradamus in the bunch.
A Nostradamus?
Yeah, she foreseen that. She foreseen the Tucker Elon merge.
Yeah.
She did say that. I remember. Mm-hmm.
Talk about another company that shot themselves in the foot. Bud Light and Fox News. You know, what the hell, man? Just go ahead and just.
Can I donate them? Can I donate ammo to them?
Yeah, and Jack Daniels followed suit. It was like, okay, let me get some of that. What they're doing, I don't think they're hanging themselves right.
And there's another company. Another company did it. Oh, the Navy. Supposedly, the Navy has like one of these as a spokesperson.
They're looking for the right kind of sailor.
Yeah.
You know what they say? 150 guys go down on a submarine, only 75 come back.
Yeah, it ain't gay if it's a three-way, huh?
I wouldn't even call that going down if I was on one of those. That's just sick.
I had a friend of mine I used to work with who was on an aircraft carrier. He was on the Enterprise, I do believe. And he had to go wake up a guy to be on watch. You know how you have watch for 4 hours, and he had like the midnight to 4. He came down, and he went, wake up, damn it. You're not, normally the guy would be there, but he wasn't there. And he went down and he pulled the sheets back and he saw feet. And he pulled his sheets back on the other side and he saw feet. And he said, oh, God, it was two dudes. He didn't even get on watch. It's time for me to go to sleep.
It's good to see you, Willie. Jeff B., I do not believe you are Jeff B. for 1 second.
He can come up and smile at you if he wants.
I'd like to see that.
What?
I mean, the other B used to actually come up on panels. Come on up.
Transgender recruits. Yeah, I guess they have those now. I mean, I was in the Navy a long time ago, and I was in there when they could still like beat your ass and shit without nobody's gonna say anything about it. Now it's all, well, we got to be careful about who's what. Or prefer.
I want to hurt no feelings.
Well, I actually watched because I went to boot camp at what we call Great Lakes, and in the dead of winter is when I went there, cold as hell, and nobody was very nice. But I watched it. I was like, I wonder what it's like now. We have the internet now, and I looked on there, and it was, like first day at Great Lakes, they give you these sweatpants and sweatshirts, and I'm like, man, do no shit like that when I was in there.
Huh.
It was like, wow, dude, go down there,
Yeah, I remember everybody in the military too. Their shorts look like them old gym teacher shorts that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now it's all just comfy clothes and whatnot. I'm like, hey, we didn't have nothing like that then.
The tiger stripe and the tan shorts that the Navy uses are from the old underwater demolition teams, and they were segued right into the Navy SEALs. They're kind of famous because of that.
We had boondockers. The jeans were called dungarees, and they were bell bottoms. So if you go overboard, man overboard, you could get your pants off of your shoes.
Water wings. It's also so you could make water wings where you could slap the water, tie the ends of your bell bottoms closed, and then slap the water with them, collecting water, and then putting your arms over them for an improvised life preserver.
You're collecting air inside of them. Yeah.
You could turn the sailor shirt around the other way and use that big flap that lays out over your back. You could use that to tread water.
Yep. I always liked it because it was the only uniform that you actually had like a white T-shirt that was part of your uniform. I was like,
they called those the tropicals. Back then they called them tropicals. Wait.
Yeah, I always thought that was cool. Yeah, they make the pants big enough so you can take them off fast over your shoes. I'm like,
yep.
But that's not the only purpose, though. Look up water wings.
Yeah, I know the water wings, they hold air and they have a flotation device.
Yeah.
Yes, especially wool. Once it gets wet, it can hold air.
Yeah, boondockers. We had boondockers. We had my favorite uniform, of course, my favorite dress uniform was the Navy blues. That you wore half of the year, or they're blue, the other half of the year they're white. I hated the white ones. You look like an ice cream man. But the working blues is the ones I liked, where you had the denim shirt, you had the denim pants, which were what they called, not boondockers, they called them dungarees.
Yeah, they were work dungarees, work clothes.
Work clothes. Yeah, those are the ones I liked. And the T-shirt. Yeah, hell yeah. I like that shit.
They had the whites, and then they had the dark blues. And back in the day, they used to be made out of wool.
Yeah, and the dark blues were 13 buttons. 13 buttons down on your in your area down there. It was 13 buttons.
There is Navy. That's what I was talking about. I always thought they were called water wings. What's up, Dur?
Hey, Dorinda.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Hi, Dorinda. Yeah, the Navy actually engineered their uniforms to be functional in water. And I was like, that's brilliant.
Yeah, I saw a picture somewhere of you're wearing a Annapolis Navy cadet's tunic and some kind of, looked like maybe a foreign Navy hat.
Oh, me? Yeah, I like to collect things like that cool, any kind of cool jacket. I have tons of that shit around here. I have like Russian hats, Navy hats. I think they're Russian. They could be Ukrainian. I don't know where the hell they came from. We have a place called Whole Street Outlet here that just sells Army
Surplus.
and Navy surplus stuff. And I'm like, that's cool. I want that. And I'll pay like $45 for a jacket or something, you know. I love that shit.
I love peaches.
You like peaches?
I like peaches.
I'm eating a whole damn jar.
I like that.
I don't like that fuzzy part though.
Hello,
No, I like it better.
I love peach cobbler, but I like it with the cinnamon. A lot of people don't like it that way. But
Oh, I do. I do.
I do too. Yeah, oh hell yeah.
No, wait. Peach cobbler with cinnamon?
yeah,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I never heard of that.
you
It's
know
great.
what cobbler is, right?
Pardon?
You know what peach
That
cobbler is?
sounded like shocking
Yeah, I know
news,
what peach
Canadian.
cobbler is. But
Add cinnamon like you would for apple pie in with the peaches. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good.
that's a
Oh, that's
great idea.
I'm gonna have to tell my daughter about that.
You guys got no room to talk calling bacon. It's not even bacon.
Meat candy.
I think Dorinda, we went over that already, and Dorinda said they call that ham up there too.
No, we call it bacon.
Bacon.
No, the Canadian bacon that we call it. You said
Bacon.
you
Yeah,
don't have
Canadian
that.
bacon is freaking ham.
No, our bacon is different from what you guys call Canadian bacon. I'll admit that. Your bacon sucks. Our bacon's good. We're just gonna go with that. Bang.
All right.
Of course, you know this means war.
Yeah. That's war time now.
Right, right. Don't bring on this war of northern aggression with your bacon lady.
I didn't mean to bring on war, but I'm just saying. Our bacon is really fucking good.
If you're hungry,
We already had the Boer War. We're going to have the bacon war here in a minute.
Hell yeah.
if you're hungry, you'll eat either one.
Just share the
Yep.
meat candy.
I don't like the female bacon at all. If that's what you guys are talking about, I don't like
I
the
don't know about that. I think I prefer the female bacon,
No, I like
especially if the female cooks it.
I like the bacon. Just saying.
But now I don't know that much about it, but I do know if you like walk into a Hardee's and they have breakfast biscuits and whatnot, there's a certain smell in there, and I will turn around because they're using boar hog, and boar hog is a hog that they butchered him. There's a time where they have to cut the testicles off of the boar before it's too old, or the meat will be and it's boar hog. I could smell it, man. Every time I could smell it, man. Boar hog.
You look at that chat, Dorinda. I think you're going to need some backup.
I don't fucking care. I'll stand by myself. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. And I never did. Sorry,
They don't
Johnny,
have boar hogs in Canada.
The bacon wars.
The bacon wars. I like it. I'll have a half pound right now.
I love bacon and our. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being paged. I need to go somewhere. I'll be right back.
She's got to go check her Canadian ham.
She's gathering her forces, is what she's doing.
Hey, Yorga,
What?
you know how to get rid of the smell and all that out of the boar, don't you?
No.
You're supposed to clean it with cold ice water.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they put boar meat and put it in coolers and keep it iced down, keep draining the water for like a week.
Huh.
That pulls all the musk and nasty out. Yeah, I'm looking at that pea meal bacon or whatever it's called there. To me, that's ham.
That's a That's a high maintenance boar. If you gotta like soak them in water for a week.
Damn.
I ain't knocking anybody's stuff here. I'll show you a picture of it.
If you want it to be
I
edible,
don't know if I want to see it or not. Old boar hog. That's Canadian bacon, which we call ham.
What the hell's that mustard shit around it?
That's the rind, I guess, the fat or whatever.
That looks like shit.
It's ham, but I'd tell you it ain't bacon. It's
It's
ham.
like
Like Canadian, what we call Canadian bacon is American. It's just, it's like loin bacon or whatever. That's loin is what it is, and they call it Canadian bacon because it's cut that way, but it's not. This is their version of Canadian bacon, but it's called pea meal bacon or something like that. Let me see it.
Looks like turkey.
I wish it was mustard. Now I'm thoroughly upset.
Yeah, pea meal bacon.
It's like a gay pig.
You know, we better not talk too much because look at what our beer is now.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
true. That's true.
Yeah, I'm
They put
ashamed of
fruit,
it.
and you know they put fruit in Bud Light now. See, that's one of my joke grenades. It takes you like 10 seconds to get the joke.
Get a free bra and panties in every 12 pack.
Oh, shoot.
You guys are funny.
Funny, ha ha.
I think we're just all equally damaged.
Yeah, we're all pretty much damaged goods, aren't we?
Chuck, whatever happened to Canadian Patriot?
I saw him not long ago.
I ain't seen her in a while.
He's still around. I saw him not long ago, just a few days ago.
He used to come on y'all's show all the time.
I've never been to Canada. I'd like to. I've never been there.
I don't got a reason. It's too cold there.
Because I'm proud to be a Canadian. Because at least I can be free. My kids used to sing that. They didn't know they had the song wrong. They thought they were singing it right. My kids would walk around and go, proud to be a Canadian.
Well, you know, we used to just be able to drive right through. You know, here in Michigan, there's a few ways to get to Canada. We used to do it all the time, but now it's like you're going through an airport to get there. I don't like being frisked. I don't like being, you know, I just
Not
rather
by, and not
stay
by the
over
RC,
here.
not by the RCMP. I do not trust those guys, man. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police or whatever. Anytime I see a cop on a horse, man, it's like, nah, that ain't gonna go well.
Carl, show me on the doll where they touched you while they were searching you.
I got a story. You want a story about Canada?
Yes.
All right. You know, this guy I know, he was out in California, came all the way up here to Michigan. All his family was up in Canada. They were going to have a big, you know, family reunion. He insisted, you're going with me, Carl. So, you know, I'm like, all right, whatever. He's got an RV, a big one. And he's got a trailer with 3 Harley Davidsons on. This is 1990. All right, he's got 3 Harley Davidsons on his trailer, and he's got a big RV, and he's got his family in the back and me in the passenger seat. We get over that bridge and getting close to the booth, and he looks at me, he says, don't think this will be a problem, and he raises his shirt up and he's packing. I'm like, oh shit, dude, you got to tell him. He's like, what do you mean? I said, you're gonna have to tell him that you have guns in the vehicle or we're all screwed. And he's like, okay, I'll tell him. He tells them at the booth, and then they pull us over. All right, so they gave him the opportunity to let his brother from hundreds of miles drive his happy ass all the way up to the border and get this guy's guns, and then took off. But meanwhile, for the 6 hours or more that I was standing inside of this little building, they tore that RV into pieces. I mean, they disassembled his Harley Davidsons. They took everything apart. All right, and you know, I'm looking at his family, and they're all looking nervous, and he's looking nervous, and I just kept my mouth shut and went through that whole thing. They let us go, and the whole time I had a half ounce of weed in my pants.
That's a great story, man. That's a great.
Hey, Frank. Hey, T.
Hey, Frank.
And then you get to where you're going, and you've got 3 motorcycles you can't even ride because they've been torn all apart.
Yorga, we went to that party. I was the only one with weed. It lasted like 4 hours. It was poof, gone.
Oh, that's a great story. Oh my God, I love that. I'll never forget that one.
What's up, Frankenstein?
Hey, Garrett.
What's up, Garrett?
That's a great story.
Thank you.
And yeah, this is the one line. We'll see.
Stan's alone. Good to see you.
Hey, Stan.
He stands. Anybody else I missed? Hello. Hello, Garrett. I'm not really going to be up very long, guys, because it's kind of late and I'm kind of tired.
It's already past your bedtime, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's what, an hour, 2 hours difference there?
I'm Eastern. I'm not sure what time you are, Chuck.
11:27.
11:27 here.
No, it's 12:27 here.
It's 12:28 here. I'm actually a minute.
12:28. Okay. Sorry, Yoga. I'm looking at the clock and I don't fucking care.
That's okay, because Garrett 01 wanted to talk about that time at band camp.
I was thinking about Garrett's handle just the other night. If you say it all at once, it's like Garretto 1.
Garretto 1.
I'm going to start calling him Garretto 1.
Garretto 1.
Hey, T-Girl. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while.
Garretto 1 sounds like a bad guy from a James Bond movie, doesn't it?
No, it sounds kind of cool, doesn't it? Sweet tea.
I like it.
Coffee and donuts are here. Benji just got here.
Coffee and donuts.
Oh, by the way, everybody, I'm going live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
You got to say that all over because you went like sci-fi on us.
I am going live tomorrow night at 8 Eastern Daylight Time.
So that's 7 Central. And
yeah.
Just saying. Sorry, Chuck. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, yeah, that's the only reason you were here, so you could just shamelessly hustle your show, right?
No, I just can't. You know what? I haven't been to Chuck's in a while, and I'm like, I came over to say hello and make sure that Chuck knew I was still alive and not.
Right. It's all for the commercial. Must see TV.
I'll tell you a secret, Dorinda. Dorinda, everybody loves you. You can get away with murder.
damn it, my damn shit's stuck.
Need some X-Lax, Chuck.
No, the
right after MASH. Right after MASH, Dorinda will be on.
There it went.
We don't use X-Lax, olive oil.
I'm sure of it, Jerry Lee. I can just see him sitting there with a big gaudy ring petting his Persian pure white kitten cat.
Pooty poo.
Hey, Pooty.
God, I always wanted to be a Bond villain. Damn it.
Pooty.
I don't even know who Pooty Poo is.
Gold finger.
Finger. Da, da, da. Who sung that? Who sung that song? Her name was
man.
Shirley Bass, I think.
No
Something like
freaking
that.
idea.
Goldfinger. Blah, blah, blah.
Brown.
I actually, in the last couple of days, I've actually watched the last 2 Bond films. One was called A Time to Die, and one was called I can't remember. But yeah, he gets killed in the last one, and it's like, man, I cried.
He is one of my friends in one of those movies. He's got the same pew pew as I got in one of those.
The Walther PK, whatever it is.
No, the AR-7.
Oh,
Here's y'all a video of the map of the world in 1470.
There is a map of the world from 1513, and I forget what it was called, the Perez something map, and it shows Antarctica, which nobody knew Antarctica was there. But the most curious thing is when it shows, it could show Africa, and it'll show like lions and elephants and stuff there.
Peralta map.
But yeah, but it'll when it shows South America, it shows a dog man, a freaking like a werewolf, and it's like, holy shit! Yeah, it's on that map. That I forget what it's called, but 1513.
Called the Peralta map. It's called the Peralta map.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, I saw one of them here a while back that had a map like that, and everything right in the very center had like Antarctica, where that is. That was due north, then everything around it was due south, all the way around the whole.
Wow.
They based it off the northern cap, and everything was south from there.
Hey, David N. Are you still putting out videos? Because I'm not getting them.
Oh no, I ain't done it in a while.
Okay, I'm asking because I've missed them.
Yeah, I ain't done one in a while.
He quit doing YouTube, became a porn star. He's named Tripod.
I can't put those videos on here, Dorinda.
I've seen him.
No,
I've seen his work. I love your work.
I was just wondering because I hadn't seen any videos at all lately, and I'm like, what the hell is happening with you?
Good
My
old
last
Tripod.
video was called The Helicopter.
Yeah. He's got a new one coming out called Tripod Gets Him Some Canadian Bacon.
In a helicopter.
Boy, this is going a lot farther south, a lot faster than I expected.
Oh, I'm sorry. I fucked everything up. I apologize.
I know. Damn you.
Chuck.
You know, I just want to put a warning out there, and anybody that reads Tennessee Ridge Runner comments, prepare yourself for the second half comment while you're reading the first half. Always keep that in mind.
Lauren knows my nickname, LDD. He knows it. Hung Duck Dong.
Bonnie.
What were you saying, Dorinda?
I was asking you how Bonnie was.
I hadn't seen her in a couple days. She was one of
She
the
posted a really good community post a few hours ago.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to check.
Hold on a
that
second,
out.
y'all talk. I hadn't seen her in a couple days. The last count I had, she's all.
I'm not a porn star, but I have a rap name. My rap name is Aged Vanilla. I saw it on a root beer can. Aged, made with aged vanilla. I'm like, that's not rapping.
Aged Vanilla. What a good name.
Okay, somebody's getting into the snacks. Who is it?
Not a good name for a porn star, but for a rap, for old rap.
Somebody's eating some potato chips.
Oh no! Don't eat potato chips on a live stream. Don't.
Isn't it weird how somebody can have the worst microphone in the world, but you can hear their chip bag clear as a bell?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Sorry, guys.
It's a chip mic.
That's why I ate peaches a while ago instead of chips.
Don't ever buy a microphone that says Frito Lay.
It's actually bananas, not a chip bag, but I'm going to fuck it up anyway because that's what I do.
When it absolutely, positively has to be fucked up overnight, Dorinda is your girl.
And I can do it.
She's drinking a root beer that has H vanilla in it.
Nope, I'm not drinking. Nope.
And some USA bacon. Shit.
Yeah, it's got Canadian bacon in it too.
Canadian bacon is the best bacon.
It's ham,
Big boy
baby.
used to serve a soup. That was my favorite soup. It was called Canadian cheese and bacon soup. That was the best soup on earth, and they quit making it. What the hell?
Of course.
It's bacon with mustard on the edges, and it's not but it's not mustard.
Mustard around it.
You hope it's mustard.
You're hoping it's mustard, but it ain't.
It's one sick pig.
It's something. I know, one sick pig. It came from a sick ass pig.
Well, you guys all have a great night. I'm heading to bed.
It was fun, Dorinda.
Yeah.
I just wanted to come up and say hello and make sure Chuck didn't forget who the fuck I was.
Have some bacon. Have some bacon
Trust
on
me,
me,
Dorinda.
baby.
Nobody's gonna forget you anytime soon.
Well, thank you for that. I love you all in chat, and I will see you soon. Good
Bye-bye,
night.
Brenda. Nice
I love you, Dorinda. Good night.
Good night, and eat some bacon with that yellow shit around the edges.
Well, you know what? Now that I have my new upper teeth, I'm able to eat it, so we're good.
It's not really mustard.
I wasn't able to eat bacon, and it pissed me royally off.
You won't believe it's not mustard.
I ain't gonna put mustard on bacon. Fuck you. You're fucking weird, Yorga, and I love you, but it ain't gonna fucking happen. I'll talk to you later.
I can't believe it's not mustard. Good night.
Sure in hell looked like mustard though, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked like the worst mustard I ever seen in my life. It wasn't even like Grey Poupon. It was like some Canadian mustard from hell.
Canadian brand. Yeah.
Yeah. Who eats Canadian mustard? I don't know.
I never tried it.
I don't know. It's so stupid. It's funny though. I can't believe it's not mustard.
It's cream deep Canada. Cream deep Canada.
What do you mean you've never had Canadian mustard? What the hell? We make it from ham.
They do, evidently. Comes with it already on it.
It only comes up on the edges. We don't know why.
You don't have to put your mustard on, it's already there.
I know you don't have to even add mustard.
Oh no, Benji, that's just wrong.
Cream Trudeau.
Cream Trudeau. And that comes from freaking Cuba.
Oh my god.
Y'all are cracking me up.
That's so gross.
I can't believe it's not mustard.
Hell, their bologna probably got mayonnaise already on it.
That's going to be the title of Yorga's next show. It's sticking in his head like a bad commercial jingle.
Yes, it is.
Oh, shit.
The bologna comes with freaking mayonnaise.
I wouldn't doubt it. Hell, there's shit already come with mustard, so.
Hey, there's
I haven't laughed like this all damn long. Thank you, people.
Good. There's a thing they have up north, which I'm in the south, called pork roll. And I've only had it like once, but it's like a big blob of bologna, and you just chop it up. But they don't call it bologna; they call it pork roll. Have you ever seen that shit?
I think I have.
Like Pennsylvania, New York, they do that pork roll. I don't know. It probably comes with mayonnaise and a little pack of mustard on the side.
Actually, I know people that put mayonnaise on their hot dogs.
Gross.
Oh, that ain't so bad. Depends on how drunk you are.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I haven't been drunk in a long time, so I don't even know.
I used to know a guy that would put mayonnaise on his pizza.
Yeah. Oh my god! Ugh.
I know. He did.
Apparently, you can fry things in mayonnaise too.
It's oil, so
that's all
what
it
the
is.
hell?
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can.
If you live in Canada, you can do anything, man.
You have mustard already on your bacon and mayonnaise on your bologna. Canada's special.
I'm gonna have to go to Canada. I gotta check out
Mayonnaise on your bologna just does not sound right either.
I do love a fried bologna sandwich. I do. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's just a hot dog that's flat.
That's it. That's basically it. Yeah. Same thing.
It's a flat hot dog. God only knows what's in it, and I don't want to know. Don't tell
Mayonnaise
me.
over corn. Yuck.
Ooh. Now that's an idea.
Now cream cheese and corn mixed up's good.
Pork roll is a New Jersey thing, and it's ketchup. Huh?
Ketchup.
They put ketchup on it. I'll put ketchup on it. Damn
Probably
it.
good.
It's probably good. It depends on how
Okay, so
hungry
it's
you
not
are.
just a fluke. Somebody's backing T-Girl up here. Carolina Country Homestead. knows about it too. I've never heard of no mayonnaise on corn, but okay.
Again, it depends on how much you've had to drink. It's probably great.
Yeah, that'd make you throw up.
That's how I ended up at White Castle in the morning, Yorga.
Right. Mayonnaise on corn. If you're out of butter, I guess. We have the best mayonnaise here where I live. We only have a few good things from where I live: peanuts, tobacco, and mayonnaise. And we have the best mayonnaise. It's Dookie's mayonnaise out of Richmond, Virginia.
Is it brown?
I don't remember exactly, but
No, it's not.
I knew
It's
gals that could make their own fresh mayonnaise in little tiny portions. In a matter of a couple of minutes, they could make their own, and it was better than any store-bought mayonnaise you ever heard of.
All it is oil. Basically, it's all mayonnaise is oil and egg, I believe.
Really?
Hi, how are ya? Hi, how are ya? How high are ya? 420.
Yeah.
It's from the bone.
There's nothing you can make out of bong water. I'm telling you.
Fire in the bowl.
You can't make mayonnaise out of bong water. I mean,
You
I
know
don't know.
what?
Maybe you can.
I talked a buddy into drinking the bong water when I was young. It was one of the funniest damn things. It was, we used a Mateus wine bottle for a bong, and we put wine in there, you know. And I couldn't
I remember
believe
that.
we did it, man. Just on a dare. We didn't even have to pay him. The looks on his face was funnier than all get out.
We didn't even have to pay him. He just did it on Oh God. Yeah, bong water. I've got some here. It's I ain't drinking it. I'd rather eat rotten mayonnaise. Or maybe some Canadian ham with that yellow shit around the edges. I'd rather eat that.
Canadian mustard.
Canadian mustard.
Not just regular bong water, Navy. It was wine. We were using wine in the bong, so it was
God.
wine bong water.
Pardon me, would you happen to have some Canadian mustard?
Is that gay
Can't
coupon?
you see the freaking Continental pulling up and the window going down and the guy sitting his hand down?
Oh, yeah.
Pardon me. Would you happen to have some Canadian mustard? And the funniest thing, all right, I know I'm off on a rant, but remember the Lincoln commercials that had who was that big
Yeah,
star?
you're talking about Grey Poupon, but you know you got to take the R out if you're
Grey
going to talk about.
Poupon. But also there was just in the last few years.
The R out if you're going to talk about Trudeau.
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh yeah.
Did these Lincoln commercials?
Yeah.
And there was rumors going around that really the guy in person stunk, man. I mean,
Yeah, they say that. They say that. Yep.
I know, and that's what it cracked me up because every time I saw him in these Lincoln commercials, I was like, "Yep, he's stinking in a Lincoln."
They say he don't wear deodorant or nothing, so that's probably
It's something to do with, I don't know. I don't give a damn. I don't know the guy. I like him as an actor, but he's stinking in a Lincoln.
Chuck ought to know better than to leave us all alone up here.
I know. That. I know we're all being bad, aren't we? Talking about Canadian bacon and shit.
Canadian mustard, Canadian mayonnaise.
But why is it yellow around the edges, though?
That's some weird looking shit right there.
You're asking questions I don't want to know the answers to.
I'm not eating that shit unless it is mustard. I don't know.
I'd have to cut that part off, I think.
Y'all are cracking me up, man. I haven't laughed this hard in a long time. Dorinda was all trying to defend Canadian bacon and showed a picture of it, and everybody was like going, "That shit looks nasty."
It looked like it had pork puffs on it.
Like pus or something.
It did.
I ain't eating that shit.
Man. That's Canadian spam.
Spam is okay. I like spam.
I like spam. It's all right.
I
just tried a can of it with bacon flavor, and I couldn't taste the bacon flavor in that spam nowhere. Just tasted like regular spam to me.
I just do the regular spam, and I've got this thing that's a chopper thing. That
Oh, yeah.
I can take a can of spam and go,
yep,
and it cuts it down in slices like that big, fry that shit up, and it's good as hell. With eggs or whatever. Yeah, it's good as a bitch.
I just wanted to try it because it said bacon flavor. I think they put the wrong one in the package because I didn't taste no bacon.
Just get the regular one, man.
Probably all taste the same.
I know they're liable to have Fiesta spam or some kind of shit.
Canadian
spicy
spam.
or something. It's probably horrible.
Navy, I'm sure I've eaten worse. You know, I've tried haggis and tripe and sweetbread and cow tongue, and I even had Rocky Mountain oysters. I've had all that stuff. So, you know.
You French
Mountain
oysters.
oysters. Mountain oysters, yeah.
What's a mountain oyster?
It's a
Those are
pig's
bull balls.
It's a pig's balls. Yep.
No, they're bull balls.
They're bull balls? Well, I guess.
I guess you could call the pigs them too if you wanted, but I'll bet they got a special name for those too.
We always called them pig balls. They were mountain oysters here. Yeah. And look, everything on a pig you can eat except for the oink.
You know, I grew up, I knew a guy who used to make goat head soup all the time. He'd leave the eyeballs and everything. It's once your soup stares back at you, you can eat a lot of things.
Goat's Head Soup, one of the best Rolling Stones albums ever.
Right, but it's not bad either. I mean, it tastes pretty good.
I don't want an eyeball looking at me.
No.
It's like some kind of fucking Evil Dead shit or some shit.
Do you remember that candy Gushers or Gushers? That's what it's kind of like, but like a saltier taste.
Ugh.
Mm. Oh, and here's the other one that I did not know until just a couple of years ago. Jell-O is not vegetarian. It's
I know.
It's made out of bones. It's made out of bones, man.
Yep.
Jell-O is made from bones.
I wonder how many Muslims know that.
I don't know. It's already funny. I'm trying to think of a joke. There's a joke in there somewhere, man. It's not. I know. I thought it was vegetarian. It's like, oh hell no, man, out of bones.
Well, this has been an interesting culinary show.
We've all learned something.
Yeah, Canadian bacon has mustard on their shit.
We've gone around the globe with culinary critiques, from Jell-O to Canadian bacon
with mustard.
With mustard, Canadian mustard. I'm gonna have to get me some Canadian mustard just for laughs and see if it's any good.
Ham and mustard flavored Jell-O.
Everybody in Canada is mad at me right now.
Did you say mustard flavored Jell-O?
We got.
I said ham and mustard flavored Jell-O. You could make $1 million in Canada.
Damn.
We're rich. Just think about it. Yeah, Canadian flavored mustard Jell-O. Holy shit, we're all rich now.
Oh God, that don't sound good, guys.
Yeah, it does. It does to me because it sounds like money.
This ain't bad. You go over to Asia, they'll eat stuff before it's even dead.
Oh, they
eat everything. They'll eat whatever comes out of washes up on shore. Whoo, it's a gourmet meal.
Rats,
starfish. They eat starfish.
Man, they eat everything. Or I've seen some craziness over there.
Those are like French fries, for sure.
Yeah, they eat starfish, man. It's like, don't eat a starfish. Don't. What do you think of that? Unless you put some Canadian mustard on it, it'd probably be pretty fucking good.
Put some Canadian bacon on that shit.
I'm going to have to look up Canadian mustard now. That stuff probably exists.
They probably have some good mustard. They probably have. They have to extract it off the edges of their bacon to actually like what do you call it?
It's probably made from like sea lions or walrus or something. You know, maybe. Eskimo made something. I don't know.
Eskimo mustard.
Eskimo mustard. That's even better.
Well, that sounds like a whole lot of fun there. The Testicle Festival. Say that fast.
Oh, that's interesting.
I like smelt. SM. Oh, now smelt. I used to go dip and smelt here in Michigan up in a place called Port Huron. We would fill a pickup truck bed full of 5-gallon buckets filled with smelt. You just clip their heads off, deep fry them. Boy, those were good.
What did they smelt like?
They smelt a little bit like fish.
Fishy. Did they smelt like Canadian mustard, my friend?
Actually, now that you say that, a lot of people do dip them in mustard, but most dip it in ketchup.
Mustard. Oh my God. I don't know. We're veering off into a place that I love to be. Comedy land.
What's up, Blaine?
How can you make things like mustard like funny? We just did.
I just ate a can of Kippers, man, and I'm really fond of those, and so are the dang stray cats. I got a stray cat can hear that thing open, comes up, starts talking to me.
I got a stray cat lives on the court on my porch. And I do like the closest thing to that I will eat is sardines in mustard sauce. I don't know if it comes from Canada. I don't know.
Yeah, see, sardines are a little different. You know, there's a lot more left on the sardine. The Kippers are a herring steak. It's like a fillet of the fish, so it's a lot different than a sardine. Bigger too. Was that David?
Before they're
chopped up. You put tartar sauce on it, fillet of fish.
Whatever. Say it one more time without Jorga saying something.
I said, you said it's like a fillet of fish. I said, do you put tartar sauce on it?
Not on those. I put a little mustard on them sometimes on a cracker.
Canadian mustard. Only Canadian. It's like Canadian whiskey. It's different. You put that Canadian mustard on those Skippers, and they're damn good.
Still nasty.
They're still nasty as shit. Hey, you know the recipe for cooking a carp, right?
Well, I know because I've actually I speared a lot of carp in my life, but if you don't pull that mud vein, that's nasty. All right. Yeah. Some people don't know to eviscerate that fish.
What you do is you skin them, and then you gut them, and then you fill them with 5 pounds of dog shit, and then you cook it inside your oven for at 350 for 225 minutes, and then you pull it out and throw the fish away, and then you eat the dog shit.
You might as well eat the dog shit. Right? Tastes better.
All I'm going to say, Yorga, is I'd have to be starving to eat a carp.
Eat the dog shit, throw the fish away.
Right. But it makes the dog shit better. And if you put some Canadian mustard on the dog shit, then yay.
That makes everything better.
It makes everything better. Dorinda's gonna watch this live stream tomorrow and go, those sons of bitches talking about my Canadian bacon.
We have to get on her show and talk about her Canadian bacon.
Right. And tell her to bring some mustard when she's coming along.
Add extra mustard, Dorinda.
You better bring some mustard to the fight, baby. Is she from Canada?
Who's that?
Dorinda.
Yeah.
She's in Canada. She's above me, north of probably about 450, 500 miles north of me.
Wow. She needs to get some mustard. She probably already got a bunch. It's hanging around the edges of that bacon.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
On the outer rims of her bacon is mustard.
Hey, y'all, sorry to had a phone call.
Why you all got to ruin mustard like that?
Hey, Hawk. We haven't ruined mustard. We've just ruined mustards from Canada, from Canada.
I actually had a dream about mustard. Not kidding. Not kidding. That's one of the things that we're going to be growing at the new location is mustard.
Oh. Was your ears ringing on all this mustard talk?
Yeah, we're gonna produce
dream about mustard.
Yep, we are going to produce our own mustard. I already know what the bottle looks like and everything.
Oh wow!
Not kidding. Not kidding.
Infused mustard, didn't you say some of it or whatever?
Well, that's going to be an option. So that can't go into a market, but if all goes well and we get like 1.5 acres to 2 acres of mustard going, we'll be able to do small amounts of stock mustard. But I've seen the bottle already and know what the design looks like, and it was a pretty solid dream.
Has there ever been a mustard weed strain? Maybe even a Canadian mustard weed strain?
No, not yet. Not yet.
I could just see it now.
Stupid, it's funny.
A Polish sausage with mustard or with infused mustard, onions, and sauerkraut on it.
See, I can't do the onions thing. I'm allergic to them. So,
but the rest of it sounds good, huh?
Yeah. It's onions, peppers, and mushrooms. Before I went in for chemotherapy for prostate cancer, I had never had a problem with any type of food whatsoever. My grandmother used to grow vidalias, and we'd walk right out in the field, pick it up and peel it, take the peel off and then eat it like an apple.
Yeah.
They were so sweet.
Super sweet. Yep.
And now I swell up like a balloon within seconds after having exposure to onions. I got to keep EpiPens in the fridge.
Oh wow!
Because a lot of people will, they'll bring me food that they cooked at home, and say here's so you don't have to cook a meal today, and then I'll eat it. And next thing I know, I'm running into the kitchen to get an EpiPen.
They ever hit you with chemo?
Hawk, do you think that could be used for a flotation device? Like if you were going to go across the ocean, you could just keep some onion in your pocket?
No, I wish, I really wish it could, but I don't think my lips would be enough to sustain me. My fat ass would still drag me down.
Saltwater mustard.
The blowfish would be jealous. How come my lips can't get that big?
Yeah. Good old saltwater mustard. It works every time.
Yeah. And stone ground mustard. That exactly it, Lauren. I hope I pronounced that right.
Lauren, and she added there, it says stoned ground mustard. So it's not stone ground. She added an extra D there. So yeah, I think she knows us.
That's it.
Yeah, I got a stone.
We'll put the feet in between the stones, and then we'll sit there and stare at it. While
Yeah, I got a stone ground mustard in there. It's got a lot of horseradish, and it's almost like, say, you took the Chinese mustard, the horseradish, and blast your nose, and then add the spiciness of stone ground to it.
Oh, I love that shit. I love that shit.
No, I'll tell you, I like infusing foods. Because if you do it right, you can make some pretty awesome stuff. But at the same time, you always gotta remember that there just might be somebody in the crowd who doesn't and can't use it. So it's kind of a catch-22. So like if I ever opened up a restaurant, I would have I would have a medicated menu where one item on each of the dishes is a medicated item, but it would have to be something where they're signing liability waivers and everything else,
Oh, I know. It's like the peanut allergies and what the people have.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Andy.
I seen some people made some infused pudding. The thing about pudding is if it's if you're not stirring it to equally proportionize the dosage that you put in there, somebody's going to get a cup of pudding that's just going to knock their
Yeah.
what I mean?
Never ever get the pudding at Shoney's. If you go to Shoney's, don't get the pudding.
I haven't been to a Shoney's in years. I haven't been to a Cracker Barrel in years. I mean, Cracker Barrel in Portland, they shut their doors. After like 30 years, they've been there for 30 something years, but because of everything going on, they just said enough is enough. We're getting the hell out of here.
I don't blame them.
Yep. But there's quite a few other places too that are shutting down here, in Oregon because everything that's going on, cost of getting supplies for their stores and things like that are going up exponentially. I got a buddy he's got those some of those food carts, and they do crab. It's snow crab.
Hey, now I know where we get that Canadian mustard. The Mustard Museum in Middleton, Wisconsin is likely to have it.
Yep.
Avoca Jen, how you doing? Insomniac, how you doing?
But it's illegal in Wisconsin to get Canadian mustard, from what I understand.
You know that Shoney's, man, even Stuckey's or Shoney's might have Canadian mustard. They have a lot of stuff.
That shit's illegal from what I hear.
Got to sneak it over the border like Coors in the
70s. You got to smuggle that mustard, baby.
So as I was saying, I got a buddy up in Portland. He's got a bunch of those food carts, and they pay about $2,500 a month for the spot that they park their food carts. He went out and he bought 3 new food carts about a year ago, and then all of a sudden they shut down the fisheries. No more crabs. So he had to re-outfit his, entire fleet of food carts because of the fact that they can no longer get a hold of the crab that they need.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have
actually Blaine has a genius idea there, Yorga. That's the most.
What's that?
That's the most logical name for Canadian mustard. What he just said. I mean, I can see the label and everything.
Canadian moose turd, baby. Canadian moose turd. We got to get Gordon Lightfoot to write a song. Wait, he just died. Oh, shit. Yeah. We could have gotten Gordon Lightfoot to write a song about that Canadian mustard.
Good night, SM.
It'd He would do it like a the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, you know.
Right.
He'd do a whole tale of it, you know.
Somebody else.
It would be a big ballad. It would be a giant ballad about Canadian mustard.
Yep.
Canadian mustard, what you gonna do? I can just hear it now, but I can't write it.
Well,
I
pick
thought
that
about
guitar up, boy.
Marty
When I was
Robbins would be another good one to do something like that, you know, after hearing his El Paso and things like that. Yeah, Marty Robbins would have come up with a good one for Marty.
Marty Robbins would have been great.
Yeah.
What hump?
I thought about getting a hot dog cart when I retired. Just a hot dog cart and try to figure it out. And it just never came to fruition, as they say, fruition or whatever. But I thought that would be a good gig, you know, for being retired. Just a hot dog cart on the side of the road, you know.
Talk about drunken adventures, man. Have you ever eaten one of those like 3-week-old hot dogs out of a 7-Eleven in the middle of the night? They're chewy.
The worst hot dog I ever had from 7-Eleven was right after Chernobyl blew up. And I went to it was all in the news. In 1986, Chernobyl blew up. And I got this death dog from freaking 7-Eleven, man. I think it was tainted with radioactivity or whatever. And I was sick for like 3 weeks after that, man. It's Chernobyl
Good to
death
see you,
dog.
Vicky. And I said hello to you earlier, Echo. So
And I'm not saying hi to you, T girl. I don't have to. You can't make me. We've been going at this for like 2 years now, trying to get me to say hi to you. I'm doing
I'll
it.
say hi to her. How you doing, T-girl? Baby doll?
Sweet Tea is one of the sweetest people in here. She's always calling people gorgeous and handsome and always with a positive attitude. She is literally Sweet Tea.
She never said that about me.
I've seen her call you handsome, Yorga. You just weren't looking.
I just won't looking. Let's get back to mustard.
I don't think you're going to get away from Mustard. I think you ought to pick up a guitar and start playing Mean Mr. Mustard. You know?
Oh, I have a guitar. My most expensive guitar I have is named Mean Mr. Mustard. Yep.
Okay, wait, stop everything. All right, Chuck, better say hello to your wife. She's told me to tell you, you better say hello.
Uh-oh. Chucky,
Hey,
baby.
Trying to figure out why my fucking phone just quit working.
Oh, yeah. A likely excuse.
You see, now
Well,
that you
we'll
said
leave
hi
the
to
light
her,
on for
back
you.
on. Yeah. Now that you said hi, now it'll work again.
Hey, Jason.
I like it how these people come in with these, you know, secret names and then they tell us who they are. Anyway, you know?
Oh. Yeah, I don't do that. No, can't call him back. It's not working.
What's up, Jason? Insomniac Gamer Kai.
Yeah, it's my son-in-law.
He probably did something to get himself kicked off of YouTube on his other name.
What does Kai mean? Is that like kaiju or is it what's Kai mean?
I know what a kaiju is. I think it's key.
No, it's Kai.
Yeah, it's my son-in-law. That's an old
Kai
gaming tag he had on one of the games he played, I think.
Dodgy, sure. Dodgy's here. Does anybody know Dodgy? If you don't know Dodgy, he's a great dude. He's a good friend of mine, and he's in New Zealand.
Howdy, doggy.
Isn't that part of
Dodgy,
Canada?
doggy,
No, I'm
dodgy.
joking.
He's not doggy. He's Dodgy. He's
I know,
Dodgy.
I'm
Sure.
Where'd you say, New Zealand?
Yeah, he's from New Zealand. Yeah, man. Dodgy's great. Dodgy's cool.
I saw a documentary about a plateau in New Zealand of ancient monolithic proportions. That's just they don't talk about it. It's like they keep that kind of on the down low. But something was going on there in New Zealand a long time ago. Long time ago.
I believe it. I believe it. As old as that place is. No, Dodgy is good people, man. He's good people. Good people. You know that down there in Australia and New Zealand, they were the only other countries that had muscle cars like we did in America. So down there, a Chevrolet was called a Holden. They still have Holdens down there. Fords
I've seen some of those, Jorga. Those are fascinating. You know, they had models that we didn't have and stuff.
Yeah, they did. Fords were Fords, but the Ford Falcon was like our Mustang. Okay, the Falcon
Didn't they have
was
like a Ford? Didn't they have a Ford Falcon pickup or something crazy in Australia that we didn't have?
They could have. They could have. They had. I don't know why they didn't just have the same designs we had, but they didn't.
Good night, Navy.
And me and Dodgy have gone back and forth a whole bunch of times, not badly, but about Holdens or Chevys. Instead of a Camaro, they had the Monero. And it wasn't a Camaro. It looked more like a Nova. They had cool freaking cars. I would love to get my hands on some of those freaking muscle
See you
cars.
later, Vicky. And if you're leaving too, Insomniac, it was nice meeting you. The Holden Commodore.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, man. You gone too?
That's it.
Yeah, I gotta get up early.
The Ute. He knows what I was talking about. It was the Ute.
Good night, bud.
See y'all next time, Chuck. Bye bye, everybody.
Yeah, the Ute. The Ute. Yeah, that's what they had down there. Man, they've got freaking cool.
Well, I'd say it's fancier.
They had kick-ass cars down there. And when I watched the Mad Max movie, I always wondered, what is that car? It looks like a Chevelle. It looks like a Ford. It looks like something else. It was a Ford Falcon XB GT is what it was, which we could never get in America.
I think Johnny Cash wrote a song about it.
Huh? Who did?
He just reminded me of that Johnny Cash song.
Well, I don't know.
It was a 69, 70, 71, 70, put all the different parts together, made one car from all the different years.
Yeah, but the bodies were different down in Australia and in New Zealand. The bodies were different, and they had a Chrysler Charger, which we never had here. Was a Chrysler Charger. We had a Dodge Charger. They had a Chrysler Charger.
You had a Plymouth pickup. Did you ever see that?
They had a big ass 6-cylinder in it, and it was a cool freaking car, man. Yeah, it didn't look like it looked like our Charger, but smaller. I love those freaking things. Yeah, Ford Falcons, man.
Chris McGrath, yeah, one piece at a time.
I got it one piece at a time. Didn't cost me a dime. You know it's me when I roll through your town. Old Johnny Cash.
They had to make them cars different in Australia, Yorga. You got to have a place to put your wallaby and your kangaroo.
Australian people get pissed off when you say shit like that. I don't care.
Oh, like we didn't give them a whole bunch of ammo to tease us tonight.
No, I know. They're cool. They're cool and everything. But I love their muscle cars. And God, I love those muscle cars from back then. They had British stuff, a lot Leland. They had Leland cars.
Overland. Yeah, that's part of the Overland Company, Leland.
British Leland. Yeah, and they had all that good stuff, man. Oh man, if I could get my hands on
That's related to the Defender 2, the British military vehicles. They're like Land Rovers. They're like
Leland.
Yeah.
Leland. Yeah. Yeah. They had cool stuff. They had cool stuff that we had no idea that they even had. You know?
See, I was picking on the Aussies because Chris is here.
That's okay. See, Dodgy says Leyland P-76. I don't know what that was, but it's probably some James Bond shit that we never got that we would have loved to have had.
Did you know that Chris's toilet goes in the other direction? That just ain't right.
They say that is true. I don't know if it is or not.
I've asked every Aussie I know, and I know quite a few. I got friends down there, and it's apparently true. It's really a thing.
It could be. It could be. The Earth is a crazy thing, man. Google it. He said, Dodgy said, Google it.
Water drains at the polar opposite of America.
The toilet goes left to right as opposed to right to left. I always told Dodgy he's upside down. He's standing on the bottom of the damn world. But Dodgy's
They're
a
all
cool guy.
upside down, man. They're all upside down.
Look, Dodgy has a freaking Harley, man. A kick-ass Harley. I know you're a New Zealander.
If he has a Harley Davidson on New Zealand, like the whole island can hear him coming, right?
Yeah, I got buddies. Yeah, I got some friends that live out there. They ride too.
Dodgy's badass, man. He's one of the greatest friends you could ever have in the world.
It's always short rides, though. You know. The southern island has actually got some, through the mountainous regions, got some really awesome roads down there for riding. But it's. Yeah, they talk about it all the time. You know that they're getting ready to go out. It's most of them live up in the Bay of Islands area, up a place called Cape Brett, and then the 90 Mile area. I think it's a big beach area or something.
I don't know. It's one of those places I'd love to go. That I'll
Is it
probably
like
never will.
Australia? Is New Zealand like Australia, where literally everything is trying to kill you?
Yeah. So one of the things that I was talking with one of my buddies, Grunta. He was telling me that just about everybody there is vaccinated. Oops, I'm sorry. Fuck. Sorry, didn't mean to say that word.
I don't know if you got to worry too much. It seems like people are getting away with that more.
They're castrated.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry,
I
apologize, Chuck.
That's no biggie. I slip up and do it too.
Oh, he's in Christchurch. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Dodgy is the bomb, man. That guy's great, man. He's freaking good people, man.
Yeah, I got to visit there back in '86. I think it was 86, beginning of 87. We were there for about 30 days. Got to kind of go over a whole bunch of different places out there. It was actually really, really nice. The people there were freaking awesome too. You know, the Islanders are they're a hoot. They're a hoot. Absolutely. You know, you respect their customs and everything, and yeah, they're really cool people.
I don't know. I'm a little suspicious because I've never heard Yorga like anybody that much.
No, I love Dodgy.
See what I mean? I'm getting. What's up with that? He
I don't
sends
know
you
what's
some
up.
good weed or something? What's going on there?
I am smoking some good weed, but I still love Dodgy. I love that guy.
We had some kind
He's
of fish while I was
freaking
down there. I
great.
can't remember what the hell it was called though. Damn. It was a saltwater fish. It wasn't freshwater. Saltwater fish. I can't remember what the hell the name of it was.
It was a Canadian mustard fish.
No, dude, this was really good, and it was cooked like Islander style. Right down on the beach area. It was really, really good. Dang. Because it was like 3 days later. 3 days later, we were in Sydney, and we were in Sydney for about 9 days. So we got to see the Opera House and a bunch of other little sites there in Sydney, and then we just did some boating right around that area. It was pretty much it. It was just a rest and relaxation before we got on a plane. To back to California, and yeah, it was a really nice trip, you know.
I like
used
to
to
go down
really
there.
want to go to Australia. I really used to want to go there.
I dated a chick from Australia, and she was crazy as hell. But other than that, I'd still like to go and kind of see the place.
About
Without
20
her.
years ago, I found out that those guys are willing to pay unreal amounts of money to get 1960s G.I. Joes. And I made a bunch of friends selling them this stuff. But if they'd buy something for like $100, they'd pay $150 to have it shipped to them. They were serious about their G.I. Joes. I'm not even kidding.
Hold on, phone again.
The telephone is ringing.
Telephone is ringing. I got you on the line. Alice Cooper.
The words he speaks are true. We're all human
they've come out.
stew.
He was just
If we
talking about
don't-
G.I. Joe. They're coming out with a different one now. It's called a G. I don't know.
I just can hear the bullshit coming before it comes out.
It's between a girl and a boy. It's called the G. I don't know.
That's a pretty good one, though. That's a pretty good joke in this day and age.
And yes, it was Whitebait. That was the name of it, Dodgy. Yeah.
It was nice to meet you, Dodgy. I'm going to have to get used to saying that
Dodgy
name.
is the shit, man. Dodgy is the shit. He's got to go. Damn it. You freaking Kiwis. Come on, man. You can hang on a little bit longer. I can give Dodgy a load of shit because I've known him for a long time.
Chris, I still got a guy down there in Australia that he'll buy stuff in the United States. He has it sent to me. I hang on to it for like up to a year, put it all in one box, and then ship it to him because it's way cheaper.
Wow.
Every once in a while, I hear from him. He's like, Carl, I bought this part. Can I ship it to you? Hang on to it. A year later, you know, it's crazy.
Can you smell it? It's in your ear, buddy. Yeah, it's in your ear. Yeah.
Hey, Dodgy, thanks for coming on here, man. I mean, man, appreciate it, man. You know I love you, brother. I like me some Dodgy. He's a good dude.
I like meeting new people. Most of y'all here, I feel like I know you real well. Known most of you here for a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry Lee, I know what you mean. It was that was on my bucket list too back then, you know. But the only thing is we didn't get to go inland at all. We had to stay in Sydney, you know. So I was really disappointed that I didn't get to see more of the country.
Oh, I know it, Chris. I wanted to ship my truck over there and cross Australia. I wanted to go right through the middle of it.
How cool would that have been? Going right through what they call the outback or whatever, going right through because I know all of civilization is on the outskirts, on the coast. But to drive right through that place, man, would have been. Man, I would have gone with you, man. I would have done that. I would have
I got
man.
2 guys over there one of them's a military vehicle enthusiast. He was begging me to come out there. He's got all kinds of military Jeeps that he acquired from World War II that he's really rare stuff. You know, he's one of those guys that have accumulated so many projects. There's no way he can do it by himself.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that. But I would go for a trip like that in a heartbeat, man. In a heartbeat.
It all changed 3 years ago, Jorg. I mean, literally, all these guys I know down there, they can't stand what's happening.
Yeah, I know.
I have this stinking feeling, though, that by the time all this crap is over, going to other countries is going to be affordable. And I have this, this sneaking suspicion that a lot of them are going to basically adopt the same type of constitution that we have, and really free themselves. I don't think this is a battle just to free America. I think it's going to be a spark in which to watch other countries gain their freedom. I mean, true freedom. But I mean, here in the United States, since the 1800s, there's nobody alive today that knows what it's like to truly be free. Because we've been put into this slave working mentality of 8 to 18 hours of work a day in order just to survive. That's no different than slave labor back in the day, of the Irish and the blacks being slaves here in America. And that there's a good topic for you. If the blacks get reparations for the Africans selling them into slavery, are the Irish going to get the same respect and get reparations as well?
No.
Because the Irish were the first slaves here in America, and there were more white slaves than there were black slaves. There were more black slave owners, meaning the owners were black, than there were white people.
I might glow in the dark, but my ancestors are Indians and Scottish, and both of those were in no position to be slaveholders, or it was quite the opposite, in fact.
Yeah, no.
But I guess I'm labeled anyway because of my complexion, right?
So, well, now you got to back up there, because in the Native American culture, we had slaves.
Yeah.
Okay, we would go and raid other tribes and take children as servants.
Yep,
So
I've also heard the first black people to enslave blacks was actually other tribes of black people enslaving them and selling them off to the ships.
It was their own tribes, because a guy wanted a couple of cows. He'd take his brother and sell them off to get a couple of cows. Because having those animals was like being the richest guy in the tribe.
It's like when they warred each other, they get in fights, and the loser would end up losing the people they'd blend in or get sold off, and that's American Indians as well as any tribal factions.
Yep.
It's all true. All true.
Yep. It's
any race that there are any flavor, I'll put it that way, because race, we're humans. There's only one race. So, but any flavor or pigment of whoever you are or wherever your family's from sometime in history, and may still be if it's been a slave. So,
You know, come to think, and I don't know why, but I bet you one of my ancestors got sent from Scotland to a penal colony called Australia. Probably got relatives down there.
Probably
hey,
do.
hey, y'all, Carl.
And
Carl.
me likewise. And me likewise.
Hey, y'all, Carl said penile.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Is that,
I should have known better.
England got away with not having.
penile.
England got away with not having to send in troops in order to take over Australia by sending in all of the convicts.
Yeah.
You know, it was because it didn't matter if they died or not. They were convicts.
You want
You know, if you happen to gain control of the whole country, that's great. But we're not going to have to send our army in there to do it.
That is absolutely true as well. True. That's the kind of history that some people don't want to hear.
No,
you know.
Yep.
But it's freaking true, Paul. Thank
You would think
for that.
civilization would have evolved by now, too.
I don't know. Actually, that was brilliant. It was brilliant in a way. You know, if you don't give a damn about people.
Yep.
And they didn't give a damn about people. They had a bunch of people they didn't give a damn about. So
Just like today, you mean? I mean, that kind of sounds familiar there, Yorga.
You know, it's 10 years before the Marines went and fought in Tripoli and Montezuma. You know, the United States was shipping out prisoners.
Oh, wait a minute. From the hulls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
You know, and the practice of sentencing people to serve in the military was actually very common in the 1600s and the 1700s. It disappeared all through the 1800s and actually came back in the 1900s because of World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam. Instead of going to do prison time, you were going to go and serve 4 years in the military or however long, 2 years, whatever.
Right, 2 years or whatever. Yeah. I really agree with the whole 2 year thing. I do. I think everybody should do at least 2 years. You know?
Well, it teaches self-discipline.
Yes, thank you.
You know, it does. It teaches self-discipline. You know, it gives you the ability of grounding, and then you come out of the military, then go to school. You know, because then at that point there, you've begun to understand what you're really good at. You know,
yeah.
And then you
start to get it.
Yep.
You start to get it. I went into boot camp late. I was 26 years old when I went into boot camp, and I freaking after 4 days that sucked. After that, I loved it, and it just turned me into something that, you know, it was probably the best thing that I'd ever done in my life.
You were a lean green fighting machine.
What's that?
Became a lean green fighting machine. You remember Stripes?
Yeah, I did. I did for a little while. Yeah, I did. I could run.
Probably
faster.
felt like a chaperone at that age.
I could run faster than anybody in my whole, I don't want to say platoon or company, which was the 80 guys. I could run faster than all of them, you know, at 26. And I was running against like 17-year-olds and whatnot. You know, it just helped me. It helped me a lot. Like I said, 4 days of suck, and then I got it. And then I understood.
Was there any other guys your age in that?
There was a couple of guys that had been in some supreme trouble with the law that were like 35, because that was the oldest age you could go in at 35, and they had scars on their head and stuff. These were criminals. And yeah, so there was a few that were older than me, but not very many, 4 or 5. And we all got along. We're all good. We're all good.
No, it just seems like a chaperone situation. Like you all went off to the bar. Didn't you feel like you were like the one responsible or something? I don't know. That'd have been weird.
No, we were in boot camp. We couldn't go to a bar, man. You couldn't go do anything. You had to be asleep at 9:30 at night and wake up at 4:30 in the morning.
I'd have been in so much trouble if they would have took me. I can just see that.
I was squared away. I never got one bad mark, not one. They had this thing called a hard card that you kept with you, and they would stamp, as you got past certain, achievements or whatever. And mine was clean as shit. I was even the mail call guy. They gave me the little crow, and and you see in the movies when they do mail call,
Did they still call him a courier?
I was that guy. I can't remember. It's been so long ago. It was 1986. What was my?
That would have been distribution, not couriering, because couriers would have been bringing it to the base, and then he would have been handing it out.
I remember we decided I was the mail crow because I had a crow, and I was the mail crow. That's the only thing I remember of it, the mail crow. And I didn't give a damn, because I was older than most of these people, and I didn't give a shit. But one thing I did do. And I could have an assistant. I had an assistant, this guy named Saunders. I love this guy to death. Him and I would take all the mail, and we would do it alphabetical order, and anything for him or I, we kept that for last. So it wasn't, we were trying to be super cool. It's going to be A, B, C, D, E, F. When your name, because guys are going crazy to get their freaking mail, right? And then we would leave ours at the very last, if we had any. And so we always did that. We always did fair, and I'd stand up on a table. I had to stand on a table, man, and everybody's like crowding around you going, we want our mail, man. It was like that, and I just said, from day one, I'm going to try to do this as fair as I can, and I always did, and whatever was left for me and him at the end, then we opened it up. We would not open our mail before, anybody else got their shit. We always did it last. Yeah,
Have you ever seen a mail bomb?
Have I ever seen a mail bomb? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, up in Alaska and other places, bases, they used to stuff all the mail into an empty munition. Look, it was a bomb. It was just an emptied out bomb. They'd put the mail in and they would drop it at bases. I used to have one of those.
Nope, I never saw one of them.
I've had courier pouches, and I've got a field desk, but I had a 1943 field desk that was owned by the postage master, or whoever he was, because it still had stamps and
I've got one marked, here. I've got a field desk here in my garage. I swear I do. The green, the olive.
Yeah, the 7-drawer. Is it a 7-drawer?
I swear to God, I've got one in my garage. Yes, I do.
Yep. It's a trunk. The top clips off and turns into a tabletop, hooks to the side.
Yep.
And then you got 7 drawers.
So do I. God, I got one.
Those are kind of rare. Your $100 bill in your garage.
I swear to God, I've got one here. Yeah.
Especially if you have the little stool that folds up into the tabletop with it and all 7 drawers.
I don't think I have that. It just seems like it's open and there's drawers that come out, and the top, it looks like it has latches that. I don't think I have.
Is it one that's meant to sit on the table or to sit on the ground?
I couldn't hear you.
I said, there's a couple different it's on a table, or does it sit on the ground?
It sits on the ground. Yeah.
Okay, so you have a basic issue, 7 drawers, just like I've
Probably.
got. That's what my phone's sitting on right now.
Probably 7 drawers. Yeah. I'm only guessing. I mean, I can walk out there and film it. I don't feel like it right now.
You don't have to. I know exactly what they are. I've owned quite a few. I could buy those for $100 a piece at one time back in the 90s. Take them to a military vehicle show or a gun show and sell it for an easy $250. If it was a World War II dated one, they're worth a couple grand.
I can't guarantee how old it is because my father was a lieutenant colonel in the, it was before the Air Force. He was a Army
Air Corps. Army Air
Corps. Yeah. But he stayed in the National Guard up until the 70s or 80s, something like that. So he became lieutenant colonel. And this is just one of those things that I got from him. And it's olive drab. It's probably just like you said, 7 drawers. And it looks like something that Patton would have carried around, from battlefield to battlefield, to whatever headquarters they had.
An officer would be issued one, but so would clerical. Anybody in the clerical division might be issued one as well.
Yeah.
So, but I bought and sold several of them. But one time back in the 90s, I was in a surplus store down in Detroit, actually Royal Oak, near Detroit. And I was asking him, I said, you guys got any, big tents or anything like that in the back? He's like, well, we got some stuff. And I found a still crated military issue, brand new field. That's the one I got now. It was brand new when I got it.
Holy crap. We have a place here it's weird because it's called Hull Street Outlet. And it has an Honest John rocket, getting ready to launch out in front of this place. Remember the Honest John? You know what I'm talking about.
I've seen a lot of surplus stores where they take rockets and tanks and trucks and all kinds of stuff.
That's what this is. You can go in here and get all kinds of crazy, surplus stuff. It's unreal.
If I went into my paperwork, and went back 20 years, I can produce a list of probably 200 or 300 surplus stores across the United States that I did dealings with for a long time. I mean, a lot. Some of them still exist, but most surplus stores have a hard time getting actual surplus items these days. So they kind of meld into a sporting goods store more than a real true Army surplus, Navy surplus,
And you're correct. This one also has office supplies, like old desks and stuff, so it's not just, Army surplus. It's mostly, but there is other junk that's in there they're trying to get rid of.
There's a place I tell people about still in business. It's called Coleman's Surplus in Pennsylvania, and they will ship. Yeah, UPS trucks show up filled with nothing but stuff for me, right to the roof from that place. They have 5, 6 PMs, maybe a generator, water heaters, all kinds of things from that company. And if you'd order it all at once, you could get a pretty good deal in the freight shipping. But the good old days, back when it was cheap.
All right, guys.
Plus, especially U.S. issue, is more valuable than it was.
What's that?
I gotta jump off you here. I gotta go cook some dinner.
Later, Doc.
Hey, Rock, it's good seeing you, man. Thanks for coming up.
Yep. You guys have a good night.
Yeah, I'm about ready to close it up too.
Yeah, I know I bitched about this last night, but I've had to buy batteries for my lawnmower, my boat, my Corvette, my freaking truck, my Jeep, and they're all $200 except for the lawnmower. But yeah, just a
Was that Wyatt I heard in the background, Chuck? Hey,
Yeah.
Wyatt.
Yeah, you know, it's the extreme temperature caused that between the freezes and the heat. It fucks them up.
I don't know what it was, man, but they all just said, "Gary, I hate you."
After the first freeze,
right now.
when I was in working mechanic shops, after the first freeze, everybody be like, "Yeah, we're gonna get overrun with people needing batteries today." Then after the first day that breaks like 80 or 90, with all the guys in the shop, like, "Yeah, we're gonna get overrun by batteries," and it always happened.
Yeah, it hit me all at once, man.
The extreme temperatures makes them go to shit.
Hey, Coral.
Could be. Yeah.
I think Carl fell in a hole.
I know. What happened to him?
Well, I was packing my bowl.
Oh, he was packing his bowl. Did you get some Canadian
Fire
mustard?
in the bowl.
While you were out, did you get some Canadian mustard, baby?
I'm going to freaking Google that just for you, man. I'll bet I can find some of that. This stuff probably exists.
You know, and more than likely, it's probably the best mustard you ever had in your life, man. I'm going to have to get me some because I do like mustard.
Me too,
I
especially.
prefer mustard over ketchup anymore.
Hey, whenever
I don't even
order
buy ketchup. I only buy mustard.
whenever I order Chinese food, and they have those packs of hot mustard, which I love, I always tell them, give me a little thing of your homemade mustard. Because
Yeah, that's better.
you know what oh, it's so much better. It's got so much more horseradish and whatnot in there. Or, I don't know.
I love that nose blast. If I got a sinus problem, I'll go to get me 2 or 3 egg rolls, and I tell them I want. And I saturate them in that mustard and sweet and sour, and I breathe me in a couple of good blasts through my nose. Okay, my eyeballs are running now. Now it's better.
Have you ever had shrimp toast?
A long time ago.
Man, if you like egg rolls, next time get shrimp toast because they're super good, and you put them in
Canadian mustard.
hot mustard, and they're awesome.
My favorite thing, and I'm picky about it, is egg foo young, but it's hard to find any places that have really good unless it's an old place.
I've only tried that once, and I didn't like it. But it might not have been, it might have been the place or something. Yeah. I did do that one time. And I don't know what it was like a freaking cube steak that was deep fried, or I don't know what the hell it was.
Yeah, and it's supposed to look basically like a loaded scrambled eggs that they fry up in a wok.
Right.
A lot of them is like, okay, overcooked eggs, like that don't taste good. It's got to have plenty of stuff in it.
Yeah, whatever the one I had.
How long have we been on here, Chuck?
2 hours and 24 minutes.
You gotta make you hungry again.
Ain't heard hide or hair bunny.
I'm gonna have to have something with mustard on it.
Canadian mustard, please. Old Crow mustard.
Yeah.
I like that. Do you happen to have some Old Crow mustard, sir?
Well, hell, guys, I guess I'm gonna drop it down and either go back room or something. Everybody's leaving.
All right. Good night. Maybe drop the link up for anybody who wants to go backstage.
I didn't catch you. You're rubber band and bad, Carl. Robot.
You had the link up if anybody wanted to go backstage.
You can.
Otherwise, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for showing up. Much
I haven't
love.
seen
Have a
chat
great
move.
night. And we'll see you on the other side. And have a good night. Bye.
Good night, everybody.